Welcome back, riders coming in, and here is the man who has set the benchmark time. It's Alex Dowsett, who heads the provisional standings by 32 seconds from Steph Clement, resplendent in his British National Time Trials Champions skin suit, and it's his fellow countryman Bradleya Wigginsa that's attempting to chase down that time. It's not going to be any easy ask, because clearly Alex Dowsett is on great form.
Mechanical.
Oh, a problem for Bradleya Wigginsa. And he's had to stop, and his Giro goes from bad to worse. Or is this a schedule change? Well, he decides to grab a bottle, so you get the sense that perhaps this was a decision, or there had been a conversation about it, because certainly they were ready for the change.
Yes, well, I seen him give him the hand signal there with his right hand. He put his hand out and started, to wave to the team car. So possible just a tyre, a softer tyre, and just had to make the change. I doubt if he's had any technical reason to change the bike here. It must have been some mechanical.
Any possibility that he's just not comfortable on the bolide and they hasn't really gelled with it. So let's get aside and see if we can see a puncture. Well, he's certainly calling for the bike there. It's difficult to see. His usual is the typical manner of dispensing with his bike there, but had to go back to it to get his bottle. And now he's on the Graal. Well, now he's very comfortable with the Graal. He's won plenty of time trials on it in the past, so that's surely not going to be an issue for him. And how much will that have affected his rhythm? Because it only cost him a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds, but how will it affect his rhythm and his mentality, his psychology at the moment?
Well, first of all, the reason, that is the question. Why did he change? But where he did make the change there on an uphill section, not losing much time at all, because he just slowed down and then just got on the other bike very, very quickly and getting a push off, so there would be a minimal amount of lost seconds wise. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. But the reason is that he didn't feel comfortable on the bike, or was there some little mechanical problem with the bike he started out on?
So Bradleya Wigginsa continues to have little niggling issues that are affecting his progress in the Giro d'Italia, but he'll race on. Meanwhile, out on the route, Wilco Kelderman with 40 kilometres to go. And Kelderman pushing hard, the man from Blanco. 26th overall, 1 minute and 55 seconds down on Inchausti on the overall standings. And a rider that could be perhaps expected to do a decent ride today. Meanwhile, Wigginsa is back set in his position. And Orwell's Liam Rosen asks, apparently Nibali has worked hard on his TTing and position this year. Do you and Sean think he can limit his losses to Wigginsa? Well, let's hold that question for a moment while we get a slow-mo. He's well up the block there, and we can see the chain bouncing around, but that's the road, I think, as much as anything else. Wasn't any indication of a flat tyre.
Possibly the gears were not in the right. The adjustment, the tuning wasn't perfect, and maybe there was a little bit of problems there. And of course, when you're on the bike, you can feel that, that there's a little bit of noise coming, and for that reason possibly as well that he just made the change.
Yeah, even if the gear was still working, it's the noise, and that would be quite off-putting, because you'd be thinking about the loss of power in the transmission, the fact that there's an extra friction in there. When you're making the big effort, when your body is the engine, you don't want to think that you're giving away any of it through a mechanical issue on the bike. So what about Vincenzo Nibali? Can he limit his losses to Wigginsa in this time trial?
Well, I think it's the opportunity for him to limit it quite good, because the route here, the parcours, is certainly a one that for Nibali he should be able to lose less time to Wigginsa. We can see here from the start we've been with Wigginsa most of the time. You can see it's quite a difficult one, technical as well. There's a lot of descending here, and that's where Nibali can just go real fast into these corners and gain half a second here and there on the cornering, and then the difficult part as well, where it kicks up a lot, that will suit Nibley, because if it was totally pan flat, well then Nibley would be in difficulty to keep the big gear turning all the time, and so it will give Nibley a chance to limit his time loss, but I think he will still lose quite a bit of time to Bradleya Wigginsa and the other better time trials.
Well, Nibley lost